So I really like the show. How about you?
Ah, shall we play a game?
Hey friends, this is Chris.
Yeji.
Welcome back. So we've got to talk about Squid Game. We just finished watching season 2, part 1.
Part one.
And it was,
7 episodes.
yeah, and we got a lot to talk about. So let's just jump right in. So first, this is going to be a spoiler review. We're
Lot of
assuming,
spoiler.
yeah, it's on Netflix, so they probably saw it. You probably saw it if you're watching this. But we just want to warn you. And also, too, we're going to give you a Korean perspective because Yeji is.
Korean.
Yep, and we
You
probably
are?
I'm American, but I live here. I live in Korea. We're in Korea now, and so we'll be able to tell you a little bit extra things of the show that maybe other people wouldn't necessarily know.
Yeah.
And you might have some questions like, "What's that heck? That dice game, etc." Right? Anyway, let's talk about the beginning, and we'll go through the first half. So, the first thing I noticed was it felt like the budget really went up on this thing.
Yeah,
It
even
really
if
felt
it's
like
that
that.
it's the same whole cast, it's season one when I, Google it, there's like just only one page,
Mhm.
even the only one page, only few are known actor,
Right.
like A, B list.
Mhm.
But this time when I Google it, there's 3 pages of the
Mm.
cast, and most of them are known actors.
So when you know the actors like Yeji does, it
In
change.
Korea known actors.
Yeah, yeah, but it changes the way you watch the show because at the beginning I had to tell her to be quiet because basically what it was is like there's a part where the people pair off to go look for
Yeah.
the recruiter person. She's like, "Oh, I know that actor. I know that actor."
So,
So,
he's gonna
so
probably survive,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
he's gonna survive.
Yeah.
He's gonna be on game, It's so obvious.
So it's a little bit better if you wouldn't know who these people are, right? Just imagine you watch a movie and it's like, well, that's Matt Damon. He's not going to die in the
Yeah.
first scene, right? So so there's that. But overall, I mean, I thought like just the variety of people they had was really fantastic. And it was interesting because they had to do season 2, and I think I don't know. This is my question to you, the audience, and just us. Like, do people just want to jump into playing the games right away? Because the first episode, there's none of the game playing at all, really.
Their start game episode 3
Yeah, it's like a
actually.
while. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So they show a lot of drama of
Hmm.
the main character Ji-hoon's
Hmm.
and others, yeah, a little bit more others.
Yeah, and for me it was fine, but it's, like I said, this depends, and we don't know. Maybe the American audiences and worldwide audiences are like, this is an introduction to Korean drama, and you get kind of used to that style. I kept telling Yeji too, watching this thing, it felt like a film noir sort of detective story, right? That's what they were going for, and from a sort of filmic perspective, the lighting is fantastic in this show. It's fantastic. Like every single scene, they meticulously set up the lights, and then they also color graded, which take a
Yeah.
lot of time. So if you can compare the quality of the first season to this one, you'll notice the colors, the increased contrast. Like this, basically a lot of post production
And plus,
adds a lot of cost to the
I
film.
think
What's
they're
it?
using a lot of real location, not a
Mm,
set.
mm,
Sometimes, even if you're LA or you
right,
have a New York stay in LA,
right,
but they're using real place, I
right.
think. Like Hongdae, I
Yeah.
think club was real. A lot of, hotel is like place is real.
Yeah, so in a Hollywood film production, what they do generally is they'll film like exterior of a building in, somewhere, and then they just go film the rest in Canada. But here, like, you felt like they were really filming on
Yeah, like,
location.
when they're in the club, they were actually in the Hongdae,
Yeah.
and when they drove out, it was Hongdae Road.
Oh, okay. So it all made sense. Yeah. So if you don't know Hongdae, that's like the cool college-y area. There's a university there where I used to teach there actually. So it's the top art school. So it was cool to see the old
Yeah.
neighborhood, etc. The other thing that stood out as well is the recruiter's role. What's his name? The actor.
Bong Yoo.
Yeah.
Bong Yoo is also A-list
Yeah.
actor in Korea.
In the first season, he had a very small role. Was he just in one episode? I think.
He was cameo.
Oh, cameo. Yeah, it was just like
Yeah, just
that's the guy who throws down.
just
the thing.
your friend just come on, just want to
Yeah,
see it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
but he had a whole episode. He had a whole episode, and I really like that. He goes to like basically the homeless part. That is real. That place is real, and with homeless and a lot of old people there. So he go there basically, like
The Matrix
kids,
choice.
yeah, metric system. They mentioned they shouldn't, I think.
Yeah, so it was an odd, and I won't say the
It's
word.
really obvious.
I won't say the word copy because
It's not copies like omazu, you can say.
yeah, homage. Yeah,
Yeah.
because nothing's necessarily original because Matrix, is a riff off French philosophy, but the show actually is it parallel to the show Matrix or say French philosophy, but I thought the choice was a really clever one, though. You
Yeah,
know, would you rather have
I think
bread or lottery?
yeah, but I think that's also very realistic
Okay,
because
okay.
poor people they
Mhm.
just want like one-time chance,
Right,
one-time
right, right,
risk.
right.
Well, you should take, bread, I think.
And this is something that was going on through the whole show where I was impressed with, to where we were focused on the story,
Mm.
what are the characters doing, and that's when you're sucked into it. Like, oh, that's a pretty interesting. You start thinking about in your mind what you would do. So as the story progresses, we're still not on the island, right? So that's where we go back to the game thing of like, are we playing games or not? What is this game? Is it Squid Game 2? Where's the games? But I think that these kind of shows really pay off when you spend enough time to introduce the characters, you get a sense of who they are, and for example, there's the character that basically works at like was it Lotte World, or where do you think it was?
서울랜드.
Seoul Land. Okay, so it's basically like a Disneyland in Korea, Seoul Land, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I actually thought that scene was really clever, where they had the kid and they draw the picture, and
Mm.
like that kind of stuff. I was like, yeah, it's a good scene.
Yeah, so there they introduced two
Oh, two
characters.
characters. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
What were the
So
characters?
who's one father, the
Mhm.
kid, the baby sick,
Right.
and one girl is who play the
It's a character. Yeah,
character.
it's a character.
Yeah.
That was like a bunny, I think, but yeah, it's a character. And so, what was special about her?
So he didn't notice. I know, he went to some office, and that is North Korea. There's office that people looking for try to help to escape the people from North Korea.
And that's a real type of business, I guess. Okay.
It's real.
Okay. Okay.
So I was kind of interested that season one had a North Korean girl,
Right.
right? And season two they also put the
Mhm.
who's from North Korea.
Now, is that common or not common in Korean dramas to have that kind of character?
Not super common,
Not super
but
common.
they're here.
Mm.
It was kind of not surprised, but it was kind of he put same role actually.
Oh, right, right,
But
right.
she's as you can see, when she saw her picture, the family picture,
Mhm.
he used to be a soldier.
Right, 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 right. And they also had a North Korean accent, you said.
Mm.
Yeah, so you guys may know that there's different accents in Korea, and the
Mm.
North is going to have a slightly different accent than, I don't know, slightly. Is it obvious?
It's so obvious.
Oh, it's really obvious. Okay, so I wouldn't pick up on that. The episode 2, though, I think not only did it introduce characters really well, it had the brilliant ending with the
yeah.
big surprise ending. So what was that?
Big twist.
Yeah, what was
Yeah, I assume that invitation for the the game player.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
turns out she's masked.
And that's, yeah, she was one of the
Pink
guards,
mask,
or yeah, the pink mask. But that part right there is when I think I became really hooked on the show. So the first 2 episodes,
It's drama,
I
right?
didn't hate it. I didn't hate it.
Yeah,
I didn't hate it, but I was just like, I wasn't sure how general audience was going to feel about this stuff.
Because
That's what I was thinking.
we watch the Squid Games, so we want to see that they're games, not the drama.
Oh, so you wanted to see? You felt it was too slow?
Little bit,
Okay.
little bit too much drama.
I was okay with it, but like I said, I don't know about the average viewer. That's why I'm saying. But there's one thing that I think probably what's going on is they could have made season 2 all in literally one season, but they split it into 2 to make it longer, to put more time and effort into it, and drag it out, if you want to say that. But it wasn't to the point to where it's too. I didn't think it, in my opinion, it was not too
It
slow.
wasn't too slow, but I wanted
Any
to-
slower would have
Yeah,
ruined it,
yeah.
I think, right?
But it was very good surprise.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then we get into the detective character. Do you have any thoughts about him? So that's like is he really a detective, or is he just an average police officer? How do they portray it, in your opinion? Like he's
He just he's detective. He used to be a detective,
Okay,
but
okay.
after the accident, he
Mhm.
fell.
Oh, that's right. He's in the hospital.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he took
yeah,
a break long time. So after he wake up, he tell his boss that there is a like murder game. You gotta find this. So
yeah.
people think he's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
no one really support him.
Yeah, and for me, and we've talked about this before, I felt like he's the weakest actor in the cast.
So yeah.
Well, actually, you know what? There's another one that's weaker, but we'll get into that one.
Yeah.
But there's 2 that are weak.
So he's not he's not an A-list actor
Right.
before the Squid Game. I think he had a very small role. But after Squid Game's mega hit, he kind of
Also, they're all
rise
using him then. They're all
Yeah.
using him. Is he better in other roles, do you think, or have you seen him that much?
he did couple of romance drama.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I don't remember others.
See, the thing about Squid Game, guys, I'm sure you know this. Like, if you know the show is going to be a guaranteed hit, right? And if you want to expose an actor, everyone in Korean industry is going to want to get in this thing, right? So,
Everyone.
this time around it was a massive like agent fight you call it to get in. So he's quite lucky because in the first season he had kind of a very small role. He's unknown. He's probably not that expensive. Because if you don't know the two main characters, Lee Byung Hun and EJ, yeah, Lee Jung Jae, I always say his name wrong, Lee Jung Jae. They're probably, I don't know, top 5 in career.
Yeah, they're just
top 10.
A-list.
Yeah.
There's been years, their top star hold their life.
And it was funny because I remember when the first season time around with Lee Jung Jae was Yeji kept saying he's basically like Tom Cruise, where he's polished on his interviews, he knows how to play the PR game, and the way the American media would treat him like, oh, this is like your first big hit, and it's like this guy's been a star for
what
like
is life of the superstar?
yeah, and because you wouldn't treat American star who's been doing this for 20 years like that, so that's kind of a funny thing, but. One of the things that's so great about Squid Game, it introduces a whole new audience to Korean cinema. So we got to talk about the main character and what was his goal going into the season here.
Basically, he want to end the game,
right?
Find the recruiter, and the game, find out who's paying for that, and just ruin the game.
Yeah, what I thought was interesting, and we were talking about this. They had like this really long montage scene where they're like. They just had 2 guys go to this subway, take a picture of this subway, take a picture, message each other, etc.
You know what?
And it's like,
I don't know, you will notice, alright? Seoul is huge. Our metro system is huge.
Yeah.
So it's kind of impossible to
actually do that. Yeah, because we know how big it is. Like, okay, you're really gonna go to every subway stop and do that. But the funny thing about it though is like it went on like so long, and I just kept thinking, you guys just got money to burn and filming this thing, because you get the point that they're not gonna find it, right? Yeah. So you could do it much faster. But if you got the money, why not? They ultimately find it, and they actually had an interesting car chase scene with the follow the cab, and he got pulled over by the police. Oh, that's so you know these locations.
Yeah, like Wall Street in Korea.
Yeah. Does this storyline work for you? Does it because when you go from season 1 to season 2, you have to figure out like motives for this guy. Does it make sense to you? This stuff he wants to end the game, not have the money. I guess is the
but I don't know. We don't have experience that people keep dying in front of you. Like like here, here, and whatever.
Yeah. And then there's something else about the money with you heard about the printing of this. What was that?
Oh yeah, actually they're using fake money, but it needs to be look like money, so it's fake money. So they have to get proof from our central bank. So they
because you're printing money.
Yeah. They count first,
okay,
and they're using it. After they use it, they had to count it again.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Because the money itself actually looks pretty good.
Even if it's fake money, it is the money, right?
Yeah.
Looking good money.
Yeah. Looking good money. So there was that. So the fake money was so good they look good in it.
So one of their employees just had an interview that it was the most amount of money they counted.
Oh, for a movie or whatever.
For a movie.
The other thing I thought was interesting about because the acting is so good, they do such simple things, but I'm still interested. So the recruiter guy basically captures 2 dudes, right? And then he just has them do rock, scissors, paper. Game. Yeah. And then but the way they filmed it though is just really good. The lighting and acting, etc. So I kept telling AJ this is fantastic, right?
Good actors.
Yeah.
This time is all known actors.
And then you get to the other part, which is kind of a similar thing, where the main character and the recruiter then are kind of playing the shooting game. We can't say on YouTube, but you guys know the shooting game we're talking about. I actually didn't think it was going to end that way, that they would just eliminate his role. But I was like, but they did. They did.
Yeah, I surprised.
He's a big star.
Right? He is a big star, and he did. I think he very enjoyed the role. I think when he played, he's kind of crazy and he's
Yeah,
like
I know.
evil face, he never usually, not never,
Uh,
but he usually have a more like soft role.
we had to freak out in the park where he's stomping on the bread, which is pretty funny. Which is pretty funny.
He was very enjoying.
Oh, sure, sure. You don't get a chance to play that because he's like the
And
handsome guy. Right?
the
He's not gonna play that.
the gun scene.
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
sure. The other thing I was thinking about this is that after they, killed off that character, I kept telling Yeji, I wonder if they're going to kill off the main character like soon,
Yeah.
because why not?
Yeah. So there is
you're,
we are gonna talk about one other character. They played him very soon, and didn't really gave him much of a role. The father.
oh,
Yeah. He's
yeah. I mean, he's
Alice too.
Oh, so this is the father of the kid,
Yeah.
of the kid that has cancer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big star too.
He didn't really have big role,
No,
right?
not really. He's more of
I
a
was kind of
background
surprised.
story for the girl in the pink suit. So yeah. Okay, so we arrive at the island. What happens?
So he wakes up. Everybody's wakes up.
Yep.
And it's different. The first season is there's a lot more known people, like mother,
Yeah.
son, and, ex-girlfriend, boyfriend, and just friends, besties.
One guy is like a singer and is like, "Hey, everyone, I'm famous." And then they had the coin guy,
Coin
"We
guy,
lost me money."
who was pregnant.
Yeah. Did you like that there was a connection to characters that way, or do you prefer like that they're just player one and player two, not know anyone? So having the connections from outside the world to because this season felt more connected to the real world than just game only.
Because they are first season they never ask each other's name end of the episode, but this time they're just right away they get to know each other, introduce their real name.
Yeah, sure.
Where are you from?
From TV show perspective, though, that means you have to write all that stuff. From the first season, like it's concentrating just on games. So, and it's funny because I don't know if you guys saw the other Netflix show. They actually had a reality show just on the games. So that's what I was saying. I don't know if people are just like, hey, I just want to see games and people getting killed, but I don't know. For me, it works because it's the same thing, but twisted enough to where you're not just a repeat of what you saw before, right? Something fresh.
Yeah, and give like extra rule. They choose every game. You want to quit or continue.
Yeah. And it's funny. All of these things, it's like story wise, it's actually really simple. We're all gonna vote, and they do the same thing every episode and fight over. But that's essentially what we watch with actual reality TV, right? Who are you gonna vote off the island and that kind of stuff. What?
Yeah, it's a lot of it's a lot more like the human psychology stuff, like social networking. Like lot more obvious, I guess, this time.
Yeah, well, they put the X's and O's, right? So if you guys know what I'm talking about, I mean, we probably do. You watch the show, but it's basically at the end of each game they can decide do they want to leave or
it's very obvious that you're my enemy or my team.
Yeah,
it's very obvious, and they showing I didn't think they're showing the actual money each one, how much you can get. I'm not sure the first season they're showing that or not.
Oh, I don't remember.
I don't remember.
You don't remember it. Yeah, but here they made it really clear, right? Now the first game was actually in English we call it red light, green light, but in Korean, what they're singing in a Korean song, and I don't know because we're watching the Korean version. If you guys are watching the dub version, you can tell me what they're playing. But what's the Korean song they're doing?
무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다.
Can you sing it? Can you sing it?
너 무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다.
Yeah, and so.
무궁화 꽃이 피었습니다.
Yeah, so what it is, it's they're talking about, isn't it flower blooming? Is it what it is?
Has bloomed.
Something like that. Yeah. And then the other thing that you guys may not know, the statue has a name. What's the name of the statue? Yeah, and so why is that important?
I don't know if it's important or not. There is Younghee and Cheolsu.
Yeah, we have to explain it though.
Yeah, I shouldn't say Cheolsu, but it's Cheolsu. Younghee, Cheolsu. It's the name of our textbook. That's typical girl name, boy name.
Yeah.
So I can go back. Very end there's additional video. They're showing Cheolsu there. So they have Younghee and Cheolsu.
Now, so the equivalent in USA, like, so all of our English textbooks to learn English would be like, I think it's Jack and Jill.
안녕, 영희야.
Oh, so to learn English, so it's always those names.
Korean.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
I get it. So yeah. But do they draw the character in the textbook just like her in the statue?
Yeah, very long time ago, our
Also, the
textbook.
old
Yeah,
textbooks
yeah,
would
yeah.
all look just like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay,
don't, I'm
okay,
not sure
okay,
these
okay,
days.
okay, okay.
So, but that is like typical old classic, our textbooks. You know, first grade, you know, first 국어책, a Korean
Right, right,
textbook.
right,
You know,
right,
he tries to just like
right.
just like that.
So even though for Americans, like you would know that these are children's games, but for Koreans, it's like really culturally Korean
Mm,
children's game with the way they design the characters and the song that they
mm.
play. The red light green light game I thought was interesting because for me, I thought this game was a little bit silly because he is
Kind of figure out.
he is moving, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
and then they have them talking while they're supposed to be get shot. So I thought that was a little bit weird, but it's a drama, so
Yeah.
you gotta be like, okay, fine, it's a drama.
It's a fun. I
It's a drama.
figured someone's, you know, pushing each other.
Well, the best though was the bee thing. I thought that was pretty good.
Oh yeah, I'm not. I don't remember
That's got to
the
be
first season.
CG.
Oh,
What's that?
I
What's
mean,
that?
I don't remember the first season. They opened the door basically. They let the bees came in.
Yeah, so when we started watching, I was thinking the season one that there was like a closed environment, and this one it was like you could see the sky, etc. But so I thought the bee thing was a really good way to kind of get it going. So it's again, from a writing perspective, you have to say, okay, we know this game. How can we show the game with more twists, right? So the bee thing was cool. Then the people kind of pushing each other,
Yeah.
I thought was really clever, and then the psychology of it to where once one person gets shot, everyone freaks out. That's pretty normal. So it didn't seem weird.
Yeah,
Normal, natural's the right word. You should freak out. Yeah. So like, well, this comes into play to whenever people watch, say like, scary movie or whatever. Sometimes you feel like the characters act stupid. I don't feel like that in this show where the
No.
characters just do stupid stuff. I feel like, okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. I'd be pretty mad too, or that makes sense. I would push them too if you're an evil person, right? But you kind of, I just never felt like the characters are doing weird stuff,
Yeah.
but that's the realism of that. So now we're moving into the next game, and it was funny because they had like these dream sequences. What was that all about?
Yeah, you know the Lee Jung-jae, you know, the main Ki-hoon, he expect the triangle, you know, 달고나, the cookie game, right? He told everyone, and he dreams of, you know, he's kind of have a pressure that he dreamed that, you know, everyone picks a triangle, and turns out it's like crazy, like spiky triangle. It was really funny.
Yeah, it's the kind of nightmares you would have in that kind of situation. So I think that stuff works really well because, and again, this is a testament to the writing. I thought the writing was really good. You kind of know what to expect, but they figure out ways to twist it to be something new, right? And so they had a similar thing with this season as last season, where you're picking teammates and no one wants to be some people's teammates and stuff like that.
Basically, you know, they wanna, you know, team with strong people, right?
Yeah, like all the boys want
But
the strong
yeah,
physical
but
boys.
even the main character knows that some game doesn't matter at all, right? You sometimes, you know, some people has a better skills that doesn't need the power at all.
Right.
So, you know, it was fun to seeing other people still choosing the strong, try to find a strong person.
But like the Squid Game, like some people are just gonna watch it just for the action, right? But if you actually understand the lessons of the show, I think it's really clever. It's very, very well done. Like everyone has different talents that have something to contribute to the team, right, etc. And then you get into the actual games that they're playing, and there were different ones. So there was a rock throw one, and you said something about that. You said that's like something your dad would play, like the rock throw.
Oh, what was first game? First game was the 딱지.
Oh, first game Dokchi.
Oh,
Okay, not
딱지,
the
no.
rock throw.
Yeah,
Dokchi was.
딱지.
And you guys actually play that.
Yeah, when I don't think these days young kids play it, but my generation
Did
we
play
did.
that.
Actually, we used you know, we used to have a big calendar, right? So we used to
Big
use
calendar.
a calendar, you know, thick
Yeah,
calendar,
yeah,
thick paper, because
yeah.
you need if you want to make big
Oh,
딱지.
you tear up your calendar.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you know, small, you know, this kind of
I see.
paper you can only make small 딱지,
I
and
see,
if
I
you have big paper, you can make big 딱지.
Things you learn. So this is what people used to do. Then how do you just play all day? I don't know.
Yeah, all day. So you flip it,
Mhm.
then your 딱지 is mine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
okay.
get your 딱지. I flip it.
And then you start out with like 10 maybe each or 5
it
each.
doesn't matter, if you have three, if I lose all, I win, whatever. And always, there's among the friends, someone has a super dakji.
Like really good at stealing the
He
dakji.
flips every dakji.
Yeah.
And someone's really good at skill. Actually, there is a skill. Someone really good at hitting ads,
Yeah.
something like that.
So this is basically like, I will call it a hardcore homemade Pokemon kind of thing. You gotta collect them all, is how we'd say. That's interesting. I didn't know about the Dakji game. No one's ever brought that up in videos before. We also have after that game was the stone throw one, right?
Stone throw.
But you said something that was
비석치기 is like traditional game.
okay.
Maybe my father's generation, even older generation.
So you wouldn't necessarily play this.
Not really, because they're playing with their stone, but the actual game is you just pick any two.
Yeah.
2 or 3 stone and just stand and just throw, just hit.
So it's basically just throw rocks at other rocks. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty fun actually because when they're miss it, they're all tied up and they have to walk over and walk back. And then you got to bring this up because I personally really like the trans character because the way they set that up is like people are like, this is a weirdo, we don't like this person, etc. And then
he's the one weirdo, like from the first season. Weirdo was the foreign worker.
Oh yeah, right.
I think that is his role.
Oh, okay. So because you feel like many of the roles are kind of similar, but you could argue the old man was a similar role. No one wanted the old man on the team, right? In the first season.
Yeah, but second season there's an old lady, but she had a son.
Right. But it's just good to show that you have someone who's different, and then they end up having some sort of skills. Like in the particular game was like the top game. The top is the spinny thing. We call it a top.
Yeah.
And the one character, and actually we had to talk about that. There's another character which Yeji picked up on that maybe if you're American you wouldn't necessarily know would be the fortune teller character. Right? Can you explain what a fortune teller is and what?
So in fortune teller, they talking to basically ghosts. Their god, their own god.
Okay.
So their ancestor, something like that. So they're usually we do have polite language, right? But usually they just say 너는 like they have their own style of talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because right away you identified her as a fortune teller person. She's like, oh, that's the fortune teller person.
She said, I see you or something.
Like the way that she says it.
I see your mother, Steve, and your sister or something.
Yeah. So I'm telling you guys, you watch it with Yeji, it changes the way you see this game, right? And then the thing that like she was really stubborn and wouldn't listen to anyone.
Yeah. Plus, in the game, she's the say 신점, 실력.
It could be bad character or villain.
No. There's a few the players follows her. Some people really into that.
You could call it like a cult or a prophet.
So they just really believes what those kind of saying, just like our president.
Yeah, that's the whole. If you want to watch our impeachment videos, you can find my main channel, and we've been talking about the impeachment and if you're interested in that stuff. But it's actually interesting because there's a scene where they have a Juma as a Korean word, be like a middle-aged woman follows just like follows the fortune teller.
Just pray,
So that kind of culture is actually real in Korea.
Very real.
Yeah. And that's
so people when people run business, they just go ask, is that okay? That whenever they have big decision, go find them and ask them or their 소원.
Advice, or fortune, or future, right?
So even when have baby, what date is the best, and when we move, what date is the best.
What you should name your kids, that kind of stuff. So the fortune character is actually a fun character to include in the show. But again, like this whole show it's really Korean culture on display. And when I keep telling Yeji when we're watching this is like this is really positive for Koreans because oftentimes in American shows they'll have like one Asian character who is Asian American, so not really Asian. Not really quote Asian, right?
Just Asian, but they're not Asian.
And then if you do include an Asian character, like for example, they are Asian, then it's just Jackie Chan and he just does kung fu. So
Yeah.
not every Asian does kung fu and does Jackie Chan stuff. No, there's all kinds of people, right? Some, people that live in Korea, example Korea, sometimes they're not nice people. So sometimes they're really nice. Sometimes Koreans can cook well. Sometimes they can't cook well. Like there's lots of different kinds of people in the world. But point being that when you watch a show like this, it really has a variety of characters.
Yeah.
Like really, really well done. Okay, we also got to talk about the dice game. What is
It's
this
not
thing?
dice.
It's not dice? Okay. Okay, what is gongi?
Gongi means air, but basically, you play with five. Maybe a long time they play with a rock, but
Oh, okay.
five stones.
Mm-hmm.
Just you throw and pick, throw and pick, throw and pick.
But what are you trying to do? Because since I've never seen the game, I don't actually understand what the rules are of the game.
So there's first step you pick one by one.
But there's not numbers. Like, how does the game work?
There's no numbers, so
Okay.
there's a kind of several rules. So first is just pick one by one.
Okay. Any order.
Any order.
Okay. Okay.
And second is get two.
Oh.
Because one is you need to throw.
Okay.
Pick up
Okay.
two.
Two. Okay.
And third is 3 and 1, or 1, 3.
That wasn't clear watching it.
Yeah.
See, you know what's going on, but I'm just like, I don't know what to do.
The 4 stones same time. The 5, the last step is you flip and catch it.
Oh, okay.
That's how you score. You get sometimes you get 4 and you get 2, but they want you to get all 5. That's most difficult.
Now, when do people play this game?
When I was young, the elementary school. Elementary school. You can say middle school too.
Is it competition?
Yeah, kind of. You get score,
Yeah.
Don't score. So every break time, you play with your friends.
Boys and girls play this game, or just girls?
I did with girl and boys.
Oh, boys and girls do play. Okay. Because some games, for example, in USA, for whatever reason, the girls really like jump rope. Boys wouldn't really do that, and then girls like hopscotch, which is like the jumping on the square stuff. So there's some games that are boys and girls.
Yeah, I know, but I did play with boys.
Okay. And then they had the thing you kick. And
that is very traditional.
Oh, that's traditional game.
Yeah,
so like long time.
We play that on New Year's Day. This that's a long time.
Do you pass it to each other?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
But normally you just count how much you kick.
Oh, so the competition is how many you can.
Yeah.
You can. And then it normally has like the strings attached to it. So it's like
it need to be rock bottom because it needs.
Yeah. But there's like a kind of string thing in it. Yeah. Okay, it was just like that. Okay. Yeah, so again, all of these games are traditionally Korean, or even, for example, the uniforms that they wear, they'd be kind of similar to what people wear in school for their like physical education class.
I'm not sure you remember or not. Very end, when the main characters they're playing the song, like Korean pop song, K-pop. It's just not an idol song. But
okay, yeah. So this was during the it was like a cheering song, what Yeji said.
So that's Shin Hae-chul is the singer's name, but he's passed away. But that song is when we have a like school event. We do have like cheerleader doing the song.
And everyone does that song. Yeah, and so to put in perspective, guys, like just think about this. So oh, there's even a dance for the song, and everybody knows.
Cheering.
Yeah.
Cheerleader.
Oh, that's how you chant. Okay. No, there's a song because like to put in perspective. So say in USA, we have certain songs we play at every sports game.
Yeah.
So when you win a game, you say "We are the champions, my friend." Or the "We will rock you, we will."
They're just like that. They're just like that.
So I'm trying to say like these songs you're hearing are also chosen because they have meaning to Koreans. It's to be like a fight song or a cheer song, which is pretty funny. He kept singing it while we're watching this. For me, the show is like really, really enjoyable. It's the right mix of a little bit scary, also kind of funny, and it's just the right mix. It's not too scary, not too funny. Like it's the right mix of everything.
Yeah, they keep shooting people, but
but
funny.
But it's not like
scary.
It's not like comedy. It's still scary, but it's not too scary. Yeah, so I'm saying it's like all the right mix. Basically it's an enjoyable show to watch. To put it frank. Okay, and so then we get into like the tourney game, and they got to run into some doors or whatever, right? There's a couple things that the Yeji want to share. So one is the song that they play. What is this song? Okay.
That's actually children's song.
And is that children's song also with a game, or that's separate? Like, do you play a game when you do that one?
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
What game do you guys play? Do you remember?
The same. That's just two people and just two.
Ah, and then you get eliminated if you okay. So when the music stops, if you don't have the people, okay, yeah, because in schools they wouldn't like just run to a door and hide and then push people out. And stuff. No, we actually play similar kind of games, and they're fun. They're really fun games because they'll say like 3 people, 4 people, and you like run around. Yeah. So yeah, we play these games without guns. That particular game, I actually really enjoyed that one. I mean, I actually enjoyed that. I enjoyed the one before that, which was the team one. The red light, green light was just okay for me, right? Because we'd already saw it before. So that's the challenge. You got to present things new. How many more children's games can you possibly come up with? And then the way they like were really cheating each other during that game was really mean.
Because
Really mean.
they give short time to
Yeah.
decide.
Yeah.
So it really shows how people change.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how people betray each other.
And we didn't even get into because he was introduced already was Yi Byung-hun.
Yeah, the number one.
Yeah. So his reveal when they did that, I was like, that's the only one person it could ever be. Like because the way they filmed it, like they're going to reveal someone. I was like, well, it either got to be a really big star or some sort of character that you would surprise you, and it's like that was the only option. What do you think about his inclusion more into the drama? Do you like the way that they're using him in this, or do you don't like it?
Because we can see he's kind of keep watching the Ki-hoon
Yeah.
behind of him, and we every time there's something he need to decide, we're like, he's gonna do that, he's gonna do that, he's gonna put zero on the scare or yes or no.
So they've done a great job of, again, the whole show is like you've seen this stuff before, but like with enough twists to really surprise you. And then I want to get into like other characters that we've been noticing in. So, for example, there's the whole story with the boyfriend girlfriend, and the girlfriend's pregnant. How does that story work for you? Does it work for you?
I think that's realistic.
Okay.
Those kind of people, they take a lot of loan and put on the coin. They lose a lot of money.
Right.
And they after after he said, oh, we if we get this money, he said I'm not going to the coin, but I know that the stock group that there is
100%,
100%. Those kind of people not gonna change.
Right. And so we have that thing, and then and I actually like that storyline too. I think the introduction of you have a female character who's pregnant, so that she has certain things, and then other characters are going to care for that character, or help that character or not. That works. We also have the storyline of like the rapper dude. So who is this guy? Can you tell who this person is?
I'm not sure you guys into K-pop. But he's one of the member of the Big Bang. But he had a drug issue.
So Big Bang was a real popular band. I don't know, 8 years ago, maybe, or 10 years ago, even.
Yeah, you can say 10 years ago. But they're still hot. They're still.
Oh, but is he still in the band?
No.
Oh, so I could do it without it.
Yeah. Because he got drug problem, issues. Right. So Scott, I don't know his role. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't.
Well, that's him in real life.
Yeah.
Like the character in him in real life is the same, but acting wise,
he's acting and he's like makeup thing.
Oh, you don't like his makeup either. Oh yeah, that's right.
Too much idol kind of makeup and.
Yeah, so if you look at all the other characters, they got blood on them. They're dirty. They match the environment.
Too perfect all the time.
Yeah, and that could be his agent for all we know.
It was his acting. It wasn't really. Every time he show up, it's just break the mood for me.
Yeah, so that could again.
And he was keep asking that why he's speaking English, but I think that is actual like kind of underground rappers like culture in Korea. Even if they don't speak English, they speak very short English. Like yo, what up?
Yeah. Because it sounds cool to them.
But
they don't speak English.
Yeah, they don't speak.
which is fine because that's just part of the culture.
Or many of them they're from like Cali, whatever. They do speak English.
So
Kyopo, like Kyopo. There's a lot of Kyopo.
Kyopo would be Korean American second generation. I think the character could work, but just a different actor. So, but he's out of the show. I can't remember what episode he died. Which is
4.
Yeah, that was in the bathroom fight scene, which was pretty mean. They were all like killing each other
Yeah,
and
so
stuff.
after they tie, basically they give everyone's a weapon,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
and they give a weapon and time.
Hmm.
So they purposely they planned to kill each other.
And I think again, I feel like saying this over and over again with the Squid Game too. It's just the writing's really good,
Mm.
right? Such simple scenarios. Okay, you're gonna vote. Do you want to leave? Do you want to stay? Okay, it's a tie. Okay, we can give everyone a fork, right? And then figure it out, right? And then everyone just starts fighting. No, it all makes sense. One thing I was thinking though too with the Big Bang guy, I wonder, do you think he would be expensive for
Well,
this?
after he got
So you think he's kind of cheap? So that, because sometimes
after
yeah.
he's been yeah he got in prison jail.
Mm,
I don't think he's expensive, but I'm not sure why he
it's still
do that.
strange. Yeah. See the
'Cause
thing.
there's a lot of
Yeah, yeah,
hundred
yeah.
good actors, basically 400 good actors.
And everybody would want to do it, right?
Yeah.
So it was kind of a strange pick, just because everyone else is so good in the show.
Yeah.
So he's the weak link, or weak link, we say like
Yeah,
chain
yeah,
link,
yeah.
and then the young detective. So there's a couple actors I don't really like that
Mm.
much. We didn't really talk about it a ton. There's a whole storyline with like they're gonna steal your organs or something like that, and then the girl who's wearing the pink, so she's part of them. She kind of wants to stop it for some reason, so she just kills people. I don't really quite get the. Did you get the motive behind that? I don't get what's going on with that. Like, why she want to do that?
She's doing it for money, probably, right? Probably. Because, they say that he's gonna help find her daughter,
Oh, that's right. That's right.
right?
That's right. That's right.
But she really wants to, she has a little bit more
I see.
left.
I see. I see.
So
Moral.
yeah,
Yeah.
more. So she, when they're taking their organ,
Hmm.
they had to alive. So a lot of pain when they're dying.
Oh, okay. So you think she feels for that?
Mm.
And then they had this scene with her where she gets attacked by two guys, and I thought that was filmed very very well because it was scary, and I don't like to see that kind of scene, but this
Mm.
is just the real world, right? Sometimes bad things happen, so I don't,
Yeah, when you mentioned that,
but that scene was like really,
but this
for me, that
season
was really
there's
scary.
no sexual scene at all.
Oh, right, right.
Because
So like,
first season had a sexual scene.
yeah, yeah, they cut that
But
out completely.
but season two there's no sexual scene,
And
and
what's that?
this season has no like very pseudo villain. There's no the rapper is kind of villain, but he's kind of weak. Weak to
No, but
weak.
but he is supposed to be the villain character, just not a good actor.
Yeah, but his role is he doesn't really compete with the strongest.
Okay, okay.
But the gang from the first season
I
is
see,
kind of
I see.
real gang, but he's
Right,
kind
right,
of
right.
young and stupid.
See, you feel like there's just not a big enough villain bad person
Mm.
role, and again,
Well, I
that
guess
would be, well, it's Lee Byung Hun, but
yeah.
it's
Well, I guess this season is more like human psychology. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
so they just move out those kind of sexual scene and too violent.
The other thing was we're talking about just other characters. So Lee Byung Hun jumps into the game, and then he's got like a replacement sort of manager person, and that's also a known star, right? The guy who's wearing just, yeah, yeah. So we haven't seen him. We haven't seen him that much yet
Mm.
in the show, but
Maybe he will have a better role in season
yeah,
three.
it could be. So that's why like, it's amazing, like all of these characters in the show. Even when you go back to the
Ooh,
what?
I just have an idea. Maybe this
What's
is
that?
spoiler of season three.
Do
Cause
we not want to know?
oh
Or do we want to know?
oh,
Okay, there's a spoiler alert, I guess. You can mute the AG if you want, but I
but
don't know.
this is just my guess.
Okay.
I told the father, the who's dead at the very end of the season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Episode 7.
Mm-hmm.
But pink girl,
Mm-hmm.
the pink mask girl,
Mm-hmm.
she knows him. So she's gonna save him, I think. She got shot. He got shot, but he's not dead probably.
Oh, okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, that's not really a spoiler then, because it's just guessing. Because you feel like there might be some action there.
No, might be, she saved
Yeah,
him
yeah, yeah.
later.
And he's got
Yeah,
he's got a kid, and she kind of knows what that's going to be about. Yeah, maybe. I hadn't thought about that. I hadn't thought about that. He's good at predicting this stuff when we watch these shows. so, so you guys can share your thoughts if you think that's going to be a thing. The other thing, like going, into the final scenario where they're basically, hey, we're gonna fight at night in the bed fight, and it turns out the main character basically betrays all of his friends or whatever. I thought that was a really dark story turn, right? To say, okay, we're gonna the word sacrifice in English, we're gonna sacrifice all these people. Um, I in my mind when I saw that, I was thinking, are you gonna ultimately become part of management or something like that? Like make a really crazy twist in the second part. You know what I mean? Like is the is the show gonna be like Lee Byung Hun's gonna try to convert him to be join the management? I don't know. I just thought that was really dark.
So Lee Byung was asking him,
Hmm.
"Are you okay willing to sacrifice?"
Yeah.
So
That's what I was
yeah,
thinking. That's what I
that
was
is
thinking.
the
That's what I was thinking.
when when the Lee Byung asked Ki-hoon, you, I felt like you're not different as us, because
Yeah.
you're fine to eliminate people for
Right.
your purpose, right?
So that's what I was thinking that there may be more to story and just going more philosophically as a show as a whole. It is a nice Korean version of the French philosophy or talk about the Matrix, whatever. Of do you want to just stay in the current world that we're in, or do you want to try to change the management? We'll call it that way. And the way they show it when they get to the point to where like, hey, we're gonna take the guns, we're gonna try to change the end the game, change the management, and a lot of people just don't want to do it, right? Or the same way as say the voting is, I would rather fight and kill other people to get money opposed to everyone share, basically, right? Those are very deep questions
Yeah.
about our society as a whole, and I think the whole thing is portrayed very very well. Most people are too afraid to make major changes in society, right? And our minds just focus on I'm going to cheat and stab the other person with a fork, basically, and get ahead. Were you thinking about that stuff too, or not? No,
No.
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
That's what the show's about.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
about do you want to choose to make major changes or not?
Yeah, basically from the very first, he gave up his money.
Yeah, which is very
Yeah,
strange, right?
to basically you go to the island to die.
Yeah, I mean, basically, or and then so you want to stop other people from doing that, and that's it's kind of like you're the trying to do the impossible, I guess, right? And you're even yelling at people, "Hey, I know what's going to happen to y'all if you continue on this path." Or another way to say it would be like, "Hey, if we all use styrofoam and we love styrofoam and we throw styrofoam in the ground and like look what's going to happen." And people are like, "What do you mean styrofoam's awesome? I love styrofoam, right?" And then ultimately people do figure out styrofoam's no good. So it's kind of the same kind of thing, right? So I just use a styrofoam as an example, but you can use any number of things if you want to talk about the current situation in Korea. For example, our economic system has been in a bubble for a while, right? And so we're having downturns, and as the show shows, there's a lot of debt out there. So all the actually,
They even the old guy said, having a lot of that is your also your 능력 뭐라 그래?
I don't know, Nyang,
능력.
destiny or
No, no,
responsibility.
not the responsibility.
What's that?
But the 능력, capability.
Okay, having a lot of debt is all you can do, capable. What are you trying to say?
아니, 능력.
I don't know what you're trying to say. Nyang. So we're looking up a word here. Let's see what it is.
I don't remember the
Ability. Hey,
ability.
translate to ability, but I'm not sure what that means.
Ability.
Having debt is all you can do. Is your ability?
If showing your ability, how much you
Oh, how much you're able to
able
borrow.
to borrow.
I
If
see.
the bank borrow you a lot,
Yeah, lend
but
you money.
that means you have ability to pay
Mm,
back.
I understand.
Yeah, actually, we say that phrase.
Oh, okay. So that's sort of yeah. But that's part of our modern system, right? It's all based on like air, and then we fight over air essentially, and then we're all in debt. And it's like the show. I think the reason why the show connects with many people, one, it's entertaining, right? But the reasons why people do things are realistic enough to where we can get it to where like you try to get people to try to quit the game, and someone's like, "No, what do you mean? Look at the money on the scoreboard. I need this amount of money, then I can quit," right?
Yeah, and plus you don't mess with Korean who hold the gun. We really, even if Korean looks like goofy and just nerdy, but if they went to military, they all knows how to handle guns. So don't mess with Korean.
Yeah, when there was a scenes where the two sides were arguing and stuff, and I turned into like this is really really Korean, and it's hard to explain. And when you live here, the way or what the things portrayed in the show is pretty realistic. The way they talk, the way that they behave with each other. The thing is done really, really well. So it's not like sometimes you'll watch it, like I said, going back to say one of our earlier comments when you watch a scary movie and people just behave stupid. It's like, hey, I'm gonna go down that dark tunnel and go see what's down there, and then they go get killed. But here, everything seems fairly logical how people
Mm.
would behave. So I'm looking forward. I don't know if you have the choice you wanted to say about the show.
I don't know. We mentioned most of it, I guess.
Yeah, and if you guys have comments or questions of things that are curious about Korean culture, please write there and we'll make another video trying to explain the different cultural things in there. But this is really good representation of Korea from all different types of aspects. So do appreciate you guys watching, everyone, and we'll catch you next time. So bye.
Bye.